You don't need motivation. You need discipline. Because motivation fades when the mood changes, but discipline stands when the storm hits. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is eternal. Motivation whispers maybe tomorrow. Discipline declares now. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on who you are. You think you need a spark, but sparks die fast. What you need is fire that doesn't ask permission to burn. You don't need the crowd's cheer. You need command over your flesh. You don't need a playlist. You need principles. Because the man who's ruled by feeling will always fall to weakness. Every great man in history wasn't built by motivation. He was forged by routine, obedience, and pain. The soldier doesn't fight because he feels like it. He fights because he's trained to. The monk doesn't pray because it's convenient. He prays because it's commanded. And you, if you are to rise, must learn to act, not when it feels right, but when it feels impossible. You've lied to yourself for too long. You wait for inspiration when you should be at war. You chase momentum when you should build endurance. Stop waiting to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. Readiness is an illusion. Action is the truth. The world doesn't reward the motivated. It rewards the disciplined. It rewards those who move when tired, but who work when unseen, who rise when comfort calls them back to sleep. Discipline is not glamorous. It is lonely, ruthless, repetitive. But in that repetition, greatness is carved. Each repetition breaks your weakness and rebuilds your will. Each sacrifice burns away the noise. And slowly, day by day, you become unshakable. You want peace? Master your impulses. You want power? Rule your routines. You want freedom? Chain yourself to purpose. For the Stoic, emotion is a servant, not a master. He doesn't scream at the world. He outlasts it. He doesn't chase feelings. He conquers them. He doesn't wait for energy. He creates it through consistency. The Stoic rises before dawn not to impress anyone, but to prepare his mind for battle. He trains his body to obey his spirit. He refuses luxury because he knows comfort kills warriors. He walks alone because he knows solitude is the forge of strength. Understand this. Discipline is divine order. It's how heaven molds men fit for purpose. Even Christ withdrew to the wilderness to conquer his flesh. Even kings rise early to guard their thrones. Even lions hunt in silence before they roar. You want to change your life? Stop talking, stop waiting, stop wishing. Wake up before the sun and meet your excuses in the dark. Push through the pain until it bows to you. Because when you conquer yourself, no one else can conquer you. Motivation won't get you through failure. Discipline will. Motivation won't build your empire. Discipline will. Motivation won't make you consistent. Discipline will make you dangerous. When you're disciplined, you no longer negotiate with weakness. You no longer give your emotions a vote in your destiny. You move with precision. You move with command. You move with faith. You don't flinch when you're tired. You don't quit when it's hard. You don't cry when it's dark. You simply keep going. Because to stop is to betray everything you've prayed for. The disciplined man doesn't ask, "How do I feel today?" He asks, "What must I do today?" He doesn't seek comfort. He seeks conquest. He doesn't depend on others. He depends on his principles. He knows the cost of freedom is self-control. Let the world chase motivation. Let them scroll for speeches that make them feel alive. But you must become the speech. You must live it, breathe it, bleed it. Your actions must speak louder than your inspiration. Every morning you rise is a sermon to your soul. I will not be ruled by weakness. I will not be moved by fear. I will not wait for the perfect moment. I am the moment. You want results? Then kill your excuses. Crucify your comfort, silence your doubts, and move. Do not wait for passion. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the world to see your worth. Prove it in silence. Earn it in blood, sweat, and repetition. The Stoic does not shout. He endures. He does not run from pain. He refines himself through it. He does not depend on motivation. He has made discipline his religion. When you master discipline, the world no longer controls you. The weather, your emotions, your failures, your fatigue, none of it decides your direction. You move because your will demands it. You act because your soul commands it. You persist because giving up is not in your nature. And when you live that way, you become dangerous, not to others, but to your old self. To the man who once quit, once doubted, once waited for permission. That man dies, and in his place rises a warrior of consistency. So don't pray for motivation. Pray for discipline. Pray for the strength to rise when no one watches. Pray for the wisdom to persist when no one believes. Because when you walk in discipline, you walk in power. You no longer live by emotion, you live by principle. You no longer need to be pushed. You are the push. And when that happens, you'll understand. You never needed motivation. You just needed to remember who you were created to be. A builder, a soldier, a spirit of order in a world of chaos. You don't need motivation. You need stoic self-discipline. And if you master that, no man, no failure, no pain, and no fear can ever stop you again. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Stay ruthless. Stay disciplined. Stay unshakable.